Hello and welcome back to the Legends and Minions tournaments where the pros are tearing their hair out trying to make their noobs do what they should. Alright, we are in round 2. We're going to go and take a look at our second game of round 2. This is going to be, well, let me just remind myself, it is Mephi versus ZLO. This is the first time we're picking up a ZLO game from this tournament. It is going to be on Rigor Highlands. So we're going to go in and take a look at this. So let's get ready for Legends and Minions. Alright, here we go. Alright, we can see Mephi and ZLO's ACUs exploding because that is the rules of the game. They start in the game, but then of course they control K immediately so that they can observe from just their team's point of view without interfering or without actually playing. Alright, let's go and take a look at... Okay, let's try and pronounce this one once again. Yiltnig, which is gently spelt backwards. He's going to go for Aeon. He is on the unfortunate top position where you have to transport yourself anywhere. He's going to go Aeon. He's going to start with that first land factory. He's going to get a couple of power generators up and then presumably go after that hydro. We have got Asgareth. He is going to go UEF. He's got no adjacency actually on that first land factory that he's going to put down. He will get a couple of power generators though before he gets his hydro underway. And then in the front position we have got McNeil. What is his rating? He is rated 1400 in global according to the scoreboard, and he is going to go Aeon, so he's going to be pumping out Auroras to try and do a little bit of spam to start with. And we can see there's a good amount of power generators planned for him. He obviously needs a lot of factories as well to manage all of that spam. On the other side of the map we have got Mephi's team. We've got our master who is going to go cyber, and he's got his first land factory down. We can see an air factory planned once he's completed that hydro and a couple of Tech 1 power gens, but we can see his ACU is going to move forward. We've got a plan to do a quad land factory build around that mix, which will be very nice indeed if he can get all of those guys spamming out. We've got a little bit of spam so far, just a little bit of sort of raiding party thinking about it anyway. We have got a flare out from McNeil, and we've got a Mantis out, so that will be a bit more firepower in our master's camp. Those guys will be making their way to the center. Talking about making your way to the center, It's Your Funeral is already off. He's started construction on his base and his ACU is moving straight to the middle. That could work out very, very well for them if they found themselves in a 2 against 1 ACU position. But back at base he started with a land factory. He is getting another land factory up, so it looks like he will be going spam, spam, spam. And last but not least we have got Everywhere 116 in Regal Purple. Back on the ridge up here, he is going to go Aeon, which makes sense because this is the logical point for the air player to base themselves because it is nice and safe from attack. He's going to start off with his land, and now he's got his air factory up. He will be pumping out interceptors, bombers, scouts, and all sorts of goodies for his team. Alright, we can see that our master has gone to the center. He is actually not being contested at all right now for McNeil. We can see a ping going down for McNeil, so the pro is telling him, get your butt into the center because if you don't hold it you are going to die. And it looks like he's probably going to die anyway because there are 2 ACUs here waiting for him and just the one McNeil ACU. Well, I spoke a little bit too soon. Asgareth has been ordered to move out as well, so we will find that there is a 2 versus 2 ACU match in the center, and it'll come down to who can add as much spam to the mix as possible as to who will win that. What have we got here? More pings going down from the pros. Very, very frustrating, I bet, for these guys. So this is ZLO commanding these guys up here. So all of these pings going down here, each one of them will be accompanied by some angry Russian in voice chat, and that is going to B. Oh, this is going to be a problem. We've got 2 ACUs moving into McNeil's base already, but Asgareth is probably close enough to provide some assistance, and he's actually put together a bit of spam already, so he's probably got enough. There's actually a tick 1 point defense as well. This is looking pretty defensible for ZLO's team. The PD has started laying down some fire on It's Your Funeral. These guys are actually going to bump into each other. They're both trying to make way to the water right now because they just sense that they could be in a little bit of trouble. There is 2 ACUs plus a bit of spam, just a little bit much for them to deal with right now. Alright, we've got scouts overhead for the air players to keep an eye on each other. We've got some air power slowly being put together up here. And probably a little bit more air power, I would suggest, already out from Gently. So Gently managing to get some transports. Why did he bring the transport back with 2 engineers on it? I think there may be a little bit of a misclick there, and he's brought his engineers back to home instead of back or out to where they should be. Alright, in the center here, Armaster and It's Your Funeral just backing on up, but continually taking fire in the back from those Auroras with the massive range on those cannons. That is just unanswered damage that they are taking. Probably not the best idea at all. It's Your Funeral down to 9,500 HP, so he's already lost a few thousand, and Armaster looking pretty healthy, only having lost about 400 HP by the looks of it. How are these scoreboards going? We've got 27 mass per tick generated income for Armaster, so he is doing a good game. We saw he did a lot in the eco in that last game on Twin Rivers. He's continuing that trend with having a lot of eco. He's got some expansion. He's even cheekily taking this mix all the way up there, which is a very nice little play, and very nice to see he's actually got some raiding units around the back just trying to harass Gently's expanding engineers. Gently not having brought any attack units to keep these engineers alive. He's actually going to find it a little bit difficult, especially with these extra units rolling on in here from Asgareth. So nice. Hang on, what am I doing? He's friendly. Asgareth is not going to kill those engineers. He's going to save those engineers because he is on the same team. But this Mantis is now in here. What is it doing? Trying to take out all the engineers. He's on Reclaim. No, the Reclaim gets him. He doesn't manage to do any more damage, so a little bit of a lack of micro there, not staying out of Reclaim range. We've got a pretty furious battle in the center here. This is full-on land spam, 2 ACU versus 2 ACU battle, except that our master is on upgrade and cannot move, so it's leaving it all up to It's Your Funeral, who is still down into the yellow. He is not going to be able to do all of the work on his own with the ACU, but all they've managed to do actually is leave a stack of Reclaim right next to the ACUs for ZLO's team, not managing to make much headway at all. It's Your Funeral probably should be assisting that upgrade right now. He probably wants to get the, what is the upgrade? Is it gun or T2? It is gun. So he probably wants to get that gun on his side as fast as possible. So rather than just wandering around with that ACU, just slowly trying to reclaim things, he really needs to get that gun completed. It looks like he might finally be on task. There we go. He is going to help get that gun completed, and that goes a lot faster. And now we have Armaster with that gun upgrade. That is very powerful now. That is going to give the equivalent firepower of both of those enemy commanders, because they do not have any gun upgrades just as yet. So now it is time to move all of your Tech 1 spam, move your gun upgraded ACU, and go and cause some trouble. Okay, so it looks like ZLO is aware of what is coming. He's going to be aware that gun upgrade has completed. So he's going to just get those guys to back up a little bit. And wow, in comes the fire now. Armaster laying down some hurt on McNeil. It is completely unanswered because the extra range that he gets on that gun upgrade, that's going to be a big problem for McNeil. He's just going to back on up. There's nothing he can really do against that gun commander. And the gun commander now has enough range to deal with those pesky Auroras. So he's going to be able to just rip through those guys. And the low health on them is really going to make them suffer under that gun of the ACU. Alright, we've got another ping going down here from Mephi. He's saying, get your butts into gear and move those units. Oh, what have we got? Not again! Ah, mercies once again. You need to get some Tech 1 AA out and about. This is absolutely ridiculous. Get those interceptors over the top. There is one more. Are they going to be able to? No, they're not going to save him. It's Your Funeral is going to go down to Mercy. So Mercy's is the order of the day on Rigor Highlands. This is not going to work too well at all. They've lost an ACU, they've lost an entire set of spam production. They've still got the one gun ACU, but suddenly he's finding himself all alone out in the front lines, not going to be doing too well at all. If he can sit back at range, do a lot of damage, he might be able to even it up a little bit, but still there's 2 ACUs worth of HP right in front of him, and a whole lot of spam coming his way. He's just lost all of his his teammates' spam, and in fact he can't even claim the area because any engineers will get killed by Asgareth's units that are raiding around the back. So Asgareth doing a very nice job of denying that expansion. So now it's going to be up to our master to focus some units backwards to try to take that expansion as well as keep everything going forwards. But unfortunately, with his ACU back there, these 2 ACUs from McNeil and Asgareth, they're actually able to push right on forward. The only thing in their way is a dozen or so Tech 1 units, and that is no problem at all for all of these Auroras plus 2 ACUs. Not a good position to be in if you are Mephi's team. We've got some engineers on a transport. Where are those guys going? What? Why are you dropping engineers there where there's nothing to reclaim? Interesting. To build an anti-air turret. Okay, if only you had a unit which had construction capabilities somewhere in this part of the map that could build an anti-air turret. If only. Alright, there are torpedo bombers out as well, just for good measure, so our master is going to have to pop out of the water. He does have that 1 AA turret up now, which is doing a lot of work because they are very, very badly outnumbered when it comes to air. We can see Gently just running away with the air game. He has got a good stack of interceptors. He has torpedo bombers. He has even another Mercy. Alright, Gently sitting on 51 mass per tick, everywhere on 53, so pretty even for these guys up the back there. They've both taken these expansions out this way. They've both managed to do a pretty similar number of upgrades, and they're getting themselves sorted reasonably well, apart from the lack of air power so far from everywhere. Now he is Tech 2 as well, so both these guys sitting on Tech 2 Aeon, but there's a few Swift ones out for everywhere, so it looks like he's skipping the Tech 1 a little bit. We haven't seen a lot of air power from him, but he's going to go straight for the Swift ones. But the problem is he's only got a few of them so far, and they're a bit slower to build. Gently's got enough interceptors to maintain air control for the time being. Our master managing to get in here, but again he finds himself with not much air support. He does have a single, no, there's actually 2, 3 mobile anti-air units, so that'll keep the Mercies away, but only as long as they don't die. If a big surge of Tech 1 units comes through from ZLO's side, they could knock out those Tech 1 units and leave him open to Mercies. He's only sitting on 12k max HP because he's a Cybran commander. He's got a little less HP than the other commanders would have after 2 veterancy. So he's going to have to work hard to keep that ACU in the center alive and kicking. He is going to be quite aggressive though. He's going to push forward a little bit again, taking some more damage onto McNeil. He's going to just start dealing it down. McNeil, he's on, well, he doesn't have any veterancy, so he's on the stock standard 11,000 HP, and he's already down to 5,300, so he's actually taking a lot of damage, but there is a heck of a lot of spam coming in from these guys. They are going to be able to roll over all of the spam. The gun AC, I don't know if that's going to be quite enough to deal with it, but they are going to pull back just in case. They don't want to take on that gun ACU head first. Alright, he's up to 3 veterancies now, so he's a maximum of 13,000 HP, so he's still looking a little bit dangerous. Still reasonably dangerous, though there is some T2 in the mix, so Asgareth has made the jump up to Tech 2 land. We can see a couple of pillars in the army there. That'll give them a lot of tanky HP. To be able to deal with it, the ACU overcharge will be the quickest way for our master to deal with those, but if you get a sufficient number of pillars, well, they're just going to be too tanky. Have we got a T2 match down here? Oh, I don't know if we have. Are these any of them on upgrade? No, it looks like they're all just producing spam. So our Master just trying very, very hard to keep his numbers up. He doesn't have anything left over to be able to make that T2 transition. We can see though, he has not even been able to take this position. He's just trying to secure it. He's putting a pointed defense down. He really needs to make sure there's walls around that as well. But once that's down, it might be a little bit more secure. But obviously, Asgareth just continually being able to get in there and cause problems. Although, talk about getting in there and causing problems, there's a whole stack of factories which have really sneakily been built by our Master up here. He'll be putting a little bit of resource into that, but does he have any resources to spare? Well, he actually does have a little bit. He's got 600 in the tank. They probably won't last too long, but he's actually managing to do reasonably well. And if he can get a bit of a spam run on, he might be able to knock out all of this resource for gently, and that'll just help his air player out everywhere. 116 just a little bit and not having to do quite so much. But what is this? This is ridiculous. We're already on to Tech 3 Air at 13 minutes. That's just how little pressure Gently has been under so far. He's shifted up to Tech 3 Air. What has he got in terms of power? He doesn't have a heck of a lot. He's got two Tech 2 gens. He's building a Tech 3. He does not have RAS yet, so he's going to be running very short on power to be able to get that completed. Well, he's actually doing quite happy for power until he gets all those engineers onto the build, I would suspect. But that is a very fine eco indeed. He's going to be on Tech 3 Air in no time. And at this point, well, I'll say Tech 3 Air, I mean substantial Tech 3 Air that he can consistently produce, rather than I can build one restorer, yay. Okay, so we've got another raid coming down here from Asgareth. That doesn't look like there's too much to counter it. There's a bit of T1 down here, but still not a lot to counter that many pillars. We have got a little bit of a counter raid coming around the other side of the hill from everywhere. He might be able to knock out a couple of mass extractors if he micros them carefully, if he can avoid all of those pillars. Everywhere is forcing an air engagement. He wants to try and get that air control back. He will be able to do it at this stage, but he won't be able to hold on to that if Gently gets that T3 air production online properly. The fight still goes in the center here. It's still a bit of a stalemate. It feels like the ZLO team is just not quite being aggressive enough. They've actually allowed a lot of units to build up here. Our Master has made that shift to Tech 2 land as well, so he's building some hoplites to get a little bit of ranged fire down on these guys coming down at them. But still, it feels like he's been given quite an opportunity to build up spam, get his tech up there, and be able to match these guys. He's actually tying up quite a few units from both Asgareth and McNeil right now. McNeil's got well, McNeil doesn't have anything outside of this Master. No, we're talking about Asgareth. Asgareth has got his raids on. Actually, there's some pretty hefty raid groups. We're talking about 7 pillars, well, 6 pillars and a Lobo, and then another 5 pillars over here. That's a lot of investment for raid groups. I would have thought he would have smaller groups, just a couple of pillars, just getting into all of the mixes that they can. Well, actually, they've done a fairly good job of that already. Most of these are clear, so doing a reasonably good job of keeping those clear. Our Master has finally been able to master this area here, that it's your funeral left to him. He bequeathed him at his funeral, haha. And they're still Tech 1 though. He's really lagging a little bit in the eco. He's 63, Gentling's on 53, Gentling's on 63, everywhere on 75. Everywhere is actually doing fantastically well. Asgareth actually doing very poorly, and McNeil not being able to break out of his little starting zone here, really struggling. Even though he's had a ton of reclaim to pick up, he's still not managed to really boost that eco. He's still actually got, excuse me, Tech 1 mixes. Ouch. Okay, so it looks like the lack of aggression here from ZLO's team is actually going to give our Master enough breathing room to really become a problem for them, because he's now got his Tech 2 engineering, he's got a Cerberus turret, he's getting shields on the front line, he's got hoplites as well. He's actually pushing these guys back. So despite being very vulnerable just before, these guys did not take advantage of it, and they are pulling back. They're going to probably try and put a fire base down a little bit further back, out of range of those Cerberus turrets. But in the air, we have development. We have Tech 3 Air on full production now from Gently. So we can see those ASF are rolling around the field. There's nothing yet from Everywhere to be able to match that. Is he on upgrade? Yes, he's spotted that, and he is going to correspondingly put his Air Factory up to Tech 3 to be able to match it. But does he have the power situation? He's only on 2.3 power compared to the 4.3k that Gently has. That is a pretty big difference, and that is more than enough to mean that he can't produce ASF just yet. He's going to have to put down RAS or a T3 power generator just to be able to do it. What is he doing? He's getting his T3 engineer out of that factory quick smart, and we'll see a Tech 3 gen going down really soon, I would suspect. What is it? Well, he has to go all the way over here. Must be about a minute of walking time just to get that engineer over to start the build. That is gonna cost him quite badly. Meanwhile, Gently is absolutely running away with the air game. He has got complete air control with those ASF right now. Do the Swift Ones, are the Swift Ones still around? No, he has taken out all of the Swift Ones. Save 2. Wow, so Gently pretty well holding on to that air game. Those raiding units have joined up there from Asgareth and are making their way through, trying to take out the resourcing and radar. They've managed to do that quite well. In fact, they're going to turn around, and I think there's probably enough firepower in here to dismantle this little army from Everywhere, because that's all Tech 1. And as long as he keeps them moving, doesn't take any of that further fire, he's going to be able to rip through that army with those pillars. But it looks like he's forgotten about them. So sad. Those guys are going to be wasted. We've got another raiding group over this side, which has been forgotten about as well. So I think ZLO needs to yell a bit better at these guys. He's probably, I don't know, maybe he's gone and ripped his headset off in frustration. But in any case, there goes the transport. He is in a fairly good position. That T3 air really gives them the advantage, but I think they've, well, the land game has evened up a lot more than it had been. It was a lot in favour of ZLO's team with the Tech 2 pillars that he had an advantage with, but now it has evened up a lot. But there we go, Gently making the difference. There is a strategic bomber out. And there's the Swift Ones. They were hiding. The Swift Ones are trying to chase it down. They are fast enough. They will be able to catch it. And Gently, well, he is moving to guard with those ASF. He could lose that strap bomber, but he'll probably take out all of the Swift Ones. Well, actually, the Swift Ones may be a bit slow to catch it. They may all die. Yep, that is exactly what's happening. The strap bomber takes hardly any damage. And that gives complete air control over to Gently. All of those Swift Ones are gone. We have got a scout for Everywhere, but until he gets that T3 power up, he is not going to be able to produce the ASF that he needs. We can see that factory is on pause until he gets this done. How is his eco looking? Let's have a quick check. He's got plenty of mass in the bank and he's floating power. He really should be putting more engineers on that and getting that up faster, because he really needs those ASF. Gently is absolutely running away with it. Where is that strap bomber? It is here. It is just rolling around, causing all sorts of problems. It is looking for those Tech 2 mass extractors, which it can take out in one shot. And it's actually going after the land HQ as well. So the HQ there has been obliterated, which is going to make it very difficult for our master to be able to continue this fight. We've got a few ASF now out of the gate for Everywhere. Not enough though. He doesn't have the numbers that he needs. He's gonna lose all of those guys to Gently's Air Force. That is a little bit of a waste. He really needed to keep them in reserve until he had some slightly better numbers. You can see he obviously was pretty keen though to try and take out the strap bomber. A couple of well-placed ASF could definitely sneak in and take out that strap bomber, but right now it is just continuing with absolute impunity to destroy all of the eco that it likes. So T2 power generators, T2 mass extractors, T2 HQs, all of that stuff is going down. Alright, we've got Asgareth doing more successful raiding. He's taken out this position down here, so that's going to be hurting everywhere. As Eco, he's done to 66 mass per tick, whereas Gently is up to 117. So it looks like Gently is going to be MVP for this. He is running away with the Eco, he's running away with the air, he's doing a ton of damage with that, and of course, he was the one who produced those Mercies, which took out It's Your Funeral. So MVP goes to Gently, and Asgareth gets the Raiding Man's Award because he is just continuing to get all up into the business. This area here is free of mexes thanks to his raid. This area is free of mexes thanks to his raid. And actually he's got enough pillars there to finish off this army and then come and destroy the remainder of those factories. Well, actually there's a bunch of PD, so he'll need to take a little bit of while. Those Mongeese with their range, they'll be able to do it. It'll just take some time. Looks like we've even got a attack missile. Is that, or is it from a mobile missile launcher? No, it's just a wayward mobile missile launcher missile. That is now not going to be repeating because it's under the gun of Asgareth's forces, and this is looking like a pretty final push here for our master. He's going to get wrapped up in pillars. Ouch. Let's just check his power situation. Does he have enough? He's got overcharge, but he doesn't have much overflow, so he's not going to... Well, actually, there's a lot from everywhere, so he will be able to overcharge pretty consistently thanks to all of that overflow from everywhere. If there was no overflow, it would take him quite some time to recharge back up to get another overcharge. Charge. But unfortunately for him, Gently is kind of playing with him a little bit because the strat bombers flying around have just been taking out Eco so far. There is really nothing to compete with them. If they focus on the ACU, they are going to be able to kill him reasonably easily, and if that doesn't get him, this shielded ACU with an extra bonus shield just for good measure is going to be able to finish the job, as long as he doesn't run away. Alright, the strat bomber is right over everywhere's base now, so that's not going to last very long at all. So Gently probably needs to get a little squad of strat bombers together, enough to one-shot the ACU. How many HP is he sitting on? He's sitting on 10.5k right now, 15k max. That's really not a big ask in terms of strat bomber numbers to be able to one-shot that ACU. And if they can knock our master out of the middle there, well, that means that the game is pretty much over because Gently still probably has a little bit of a hold on here, but they will be massively out ecoed and everywhere will be losing his only foothold. Well, he doesn't actually have any foothold anymore. He's already lost these factories, so everywhere has zero units, I should just say, on the ground that can make a difference. Presence, that was the word I was looking for. Zero presence that is going to make an impact. Alright, what is the deal here? We have got a Tech 3 land factory upgrade for our master, so he's going to be pumping out some bricks. That's going to be pretty handy. Unfortunately though, the shielded ACU is going to be very difficult to get through with its overcharge, and his ACU is going to have to back on up, still down in the yellow, taking quite a lot of damage. And actually, he's taking another strat bomber hit to the back. He's down to 7,700. He can't keep this up. He is going to get taken out if he cannot do something about it. So right now, the pros will be looking at this, trying to analyze the situation, try and figure out what on earth they can do. In fact, another strat bomb lands on our master from that same bomber, Gently managing to keep it alive and everywhere, just not being able to keep control of the skies. And what is this? A couple of tactical missiles, because there's a couple of launches back here. Where are they going? Are they going after the HQ? Are they going after the... Oh no, they're going after the attack missile defense. One gets taken down, but the second missile successfully hits it, and down it goes. So I think the target there is probably going to be the T3 HQ. If they can knock that out, that is going to be a massive setback. Our master is going to have very, very little that he can fight back with. Continued reigns around here from Asgareth. This is just showing how much map control this team really has, even though really if you look at it and look at the yellow mexes and the other mexes, it's probably, wow, 50% and 30%, but the presence, there we go, I can use that word again, that Asgareth has all over the map is just absolutely fantastic. He's getting into all sorts of places and absolutely wrecking the eco. Everywhere was leading before, but he's sitting on 65, which is almost 1/3 of what Gently is producing right now, and that is because of all of these upgraded mixes. In fact, there's even a Tech 3 upgrade going on. There's already one completed. Absolutely running away with the eco right now. Alright, we've got more attack missiles coming in. That one takes out a mass extractor, so a juicy target there. Definitely a lack of attack missile defense in general across this base. That opens them up to these couple of TMDs. Let's just have a quick, or TMLs, let's have a look at the range on those guys. Well, we can see just the base there for our master is within range, and not really too much else of value just at the minute. Alright, we are seeing T3 versus T3. We've got Harbingers out now for McNeil. He's bringing those guys across. Not the strongest, but they are nice and quick, and they'll be very good at getting in there and grabbing. They denied that reclaim. There's 500 left on that. Denied to our master because of that well-placed Harbinger. We've got Strat Bombers continuing to run in everywhere, doing the best job that he can and knocking those guys out of the sky. He does manage to succeed, but he will lose his ASF in doing it. So getting the placement did mean that he won. Well, he achieved his objective, but he did not win the war for sure. Alright, we can see some Cerberus turrets, so our master going into full defensive mode. Now he's just having to back up and back up and back up, and he's down to 6,400 HP. He's continually just taking hits. There is not a lot of option now. We've got all of the cards in the northern half of the map. We've got the airstrike capability. We've got the map control that'll let them get into where they need to. So all of those cards are on ZLO's team. Down here, not a lot of option. Well, here we go though. Our master, does he have the eco to finish a Monkey Lord? Well, that's actually going up very, very quickly. Let's have a quick check in with him, see how that's looking. He's at minus 200 mass, but he's getting fed a mass that'll be coming across from everywhere, who is, well, must be in surplus at the moment, given that that was full bar when he gifted it. That's actually going to put the Monkey Lord together very, very quickly. Are we going to see any more donations of that size from everywhere? Well, he's actually got another 5k in the tank, which he can give over, so that's looking pretty good actually for being able to donate. That Monkey Lord is going to be up pretty quickly. If it can take out an ACU or two, well, that might actually just change the direction of this game. If it doesn't though, well, that's the end of it, and ZLO will be taking this out as a victory. Down goes the shield for our master, and the generator is gone now as well. Because of sniper bots. We have got snipers coming in. They're laying down a heck of a lot of damage. He needs to keep those shields up and running to get that Monkey Lord completed. Well, it's sitting now at, what is that, about 70%. It's not far off. Is he going to get more mass boost from everywhere? Everywhere's got another 1,000 mass in the tank. He really needs to gift that across to our master, because this is their only hope right now. Everywhere has lost the air game. Gently holds it well in control. There are T3 mobile artilleries coming up. There are sniper bots sitting outside his base. He really needs to finish that Monkey Lord. He needs to get it done now. Oh, I don't know that it's going to happen. Those sniper bots, if they start hitting the ACU, actually, they're not going to be very long before the ACU goes down, because they do quite a bit of damage. And what is this? Oh, this is terrible stuff. A land force is coming in, and boom, our master has gone down before that Monkey Lord could be completed. That was a triple strat bomb run. Is there 3 in there? Yeah, 3 strat bombs was enough to do it, and the lack of control for the southern team just not being able to stop it. So down goes our master after they'd poured all of that mass into the Monkey Lord. That was their absolute last hope, and now we're probably going to see a control K from everywhere, because there is not really anything he can do. Nothing much. This game will be finished. Let's just speed that up and see what they choose to do. Well, there's actually a donut going down, which is... it must be Blackheart's idea. I mean, you don't give up. So, yeah, they don't have any air control. There was no reason to build a SAR So unfortunately for Blackheart, and very fortunately for ZLO, ZLO's team takes it out. Alright, and that was our second game of round 2 with a victory to ZLO, I believe. So congratulations to him. That's another point that he needs. This is a Swiss style tournament, of course, so it is based on the number of points that you can accumulate over the number of rounds that we are having. Whoa, okay. That's round 2 out of the way. Let's head on over to